Anyway, here, once I had my shower, before I came over for my meal, I sort of overheard this lady having a conversation on her mobile phone. She had just been over to Cape Master days, so that's sort of reassuring. It's going today, so hopefully it'll be sailing tomorrow on Saturday. The weather forecast looks good, so all going well. I'll finish my end to end sometime tomorrow morning or lunchtime or early afternoon. So more about 8:45 on Saturday, June the 15th, and I'm right at the top left-hand pointy bit corner of Scotland. Turn left and you'll start going down the west coast past the Hebrides. So this is my ultimate destination. That's the Cape Wrasse Peninsula. So it's not actually an island, it's connected to land, but there's no vehicle access that way, no roads or anything. The only access is across the ferry. You can see the white van there and the white ferryman's cottage there, and then there's the road. It's 11 miles, takes about an hour and a half, I'm told. It's very bumpy and rutted. Now over on the Cape Wrasse Peninsula, ferry's just heading back for more people. Here's the minibus that'll be taking people across to the lighthouse. Gives you an idea of the scenery. Very, very steep start to the road, and this gives you an idea of its surface. It just gets worse and worse from as I remember it. So about an hour and a half they reckon to the lighthouse. So it's 11:20 and I've made it. I've completed my end-to-end. I'm at Cape Wrasse Lighthouse. The feeling as I came around the corner and saw the lighthouse, it was just absolutely overwhelming. Can't really describe that. And then through the gateway into this compound, just knowing that I've sort of reached the goal that I set myself. And as I referred to last week, I sometimes think of that Kennedy line, not because it is easy, but because it's hard. And it's definitely been hard this week, there's no two ways about that. The feeling just being here now, just absolutely amazing. I'm going to really savour this. truly brilliant experience. Now I'm going to head to the cafe, get myself some hot food and a drink. Now in the cafe, out to the wings, I've just had a nice lunch and a couple of cups of coffee. Just taking it all in really, just really enjoying the moment before the ride back to the ferry. So last night in the hostel I had my curry and a couple of beers, and so often at hostels I was surrounded by a lot of people who were talking about places they've been, comparing notes with other people or where they wanted to go. And it's not a criticism, it's an observation, but I quite often think you're in this amazing place and you're talking about someone else. And in complete contrast, the couple who I've just ridden across with from Glasgow, the lady, for instance, has only been riding a year, and I've been riding since I was a boy, seriously, probably for about 40 years, and we were both sharing the same experience, we both felt the same things. A couple of times we saw hit potholes and we were scared we were going to come off. A couple of times we rubbed our shins against the glass, and just the contrast was between this and last night was just amazing, because we just shared this amazing experience. And it doesn't matter about how many years you've been cycling or what you're riding, just we've both been through the same thing. It's just really, really nice just sat here talking with them. So I'm going to give it about another 30 minutes and then head back, allowing myself two and a half hours to get back to the ferry and then back to the hostels this evening. You're back at the ferry and the tide's out, and you can just see there's a very narrow channel across between the two white buildings. The ferryman said this morning when the tide's fully out, the maximum clearance at one point is 1 foot. It's now Sunday morning, about 7:15. I'm heading back to Inverness. This is the big lock I had to ride round the other day. It's about 10 miles that way to just get over there and then 10 miles back up the other side. Last night when I got back to the hostel, I felt a bit like those astronauts when they'd lifted off from the moon and redocked in lunar orbit. I know it's not on the same scale, but you may get the gist. I just feel I'd sort of gone down there, achieved my goal, got back safely, and today's all about turning around and blasting off and heading home. So Inverness Youth Hostel tonight, good night's sleep hopefully, and then the EasyJet flight tomorrow, 5 to 4, getting into Bristol at 5:15, and then I'm going to try and blag myself onto a bus that'll drop me off about a mile from where I live. If not, I'll reassemble the bike and ride home. It's now 7:30 and I'm nearly back in Inverness, just across this bridge. On the other side there's Inverness. My hostel is about a mile and a half away. So I'm just in the hotel around the corner from the youth hostel. Just had a really nice meal, a couple of pints. And it's really nice to just be chatting to a couple of cyclists who are also staying at the youth hostel, and they're just finishing their end-to-end Land's End John Grades tomorrow actually. We were comparing notes about the weather, and they were saying their really bad day was when they ended at Cheddar. And to compound it, it took them about 45 minutes to find their accommodation. They'd had an Airbnb booked, and Cheddar's only a small place. And that's a tip I would really pass on, would be, you drummed into me as a postman, do a little bit of extra prep before you go out on the road, it'll pay dividends. And I transfer that knowledge to my cycling. I always make sure my GPS tracks end up in the hotel car park, youth hostel car park, Chum Lodge car park, because you can guarantee you're going to be ending up tired, sometimes wet, sometimes just desperate to find your accommodation. The last thing you want to be doing is struggling to find it. Well, it's now Monday, June the 17th. I'm just about to leave Inverness Youth Hostel, the last part of my journey. And when I got to Dover on the National Express coach, I reassembled my bike, folded the bike bag up and the haversack, pipe lagging, sent it all up DHL, and it was waiting for me here this morning. Fantastic. So I'm going to cycle to the airport with the bike bag in the haversack, get as much of that pipe lagging in as possible. The rest I'll stuff in my saddlebag, reassemble the bike at the airport, take my valuables and belongings in the backpack, and then hopefully not have to reassemble the bike at Bristol. I'm going to try and get onto a shuttle bus back to Bath. Well, it doesn't look pretty, but I've got it all in. I only got 9 miles to get to the airport, and then all I've got to carry all day is that rucksack with very, very little in. So, bike's all bagged up in the Inverness airport bar, just waiting to go home. Been a brilliant holiday. Cheers. Got rid of the bike bag, that's always a big relief. Somebody else's problem now, so time to relax. So when I landed at Bristol Airport, I really couldn't be bothered to reassemble my bike and ride back to Bath. So I walked onto the shuttle service that stops at South Bristol and goes to the Bath bus station. I plan to get off at Windsor Bridge and just walk about half a mile back to home. So a nice easy finish.